Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves. And we are coming to you live today. Today is Wednesday, August the 18th, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the best podcast in the world, in 3 galaxies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the last couple of weeks, in my humble opinion, the show has not been as crisp as it was before. BB before baby, AB after baby. But, ladies and gentlemen, my wife is doing just fine. The baby is doing just fine. So we are going to get this show back on track because, ladies and gentlemen, we are the best of the best. And we aim to give you a great show. Not we, but I aim to give you a great show every single day. That's what we're going to do. So I hold myself to a high standard. And so I expect greatness. So greatness will be gotten. All right. But anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about how to entertain them out of their money. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all know we are all entrepreneurs. We are all looking to make money online. And in order to make money online, you have to draw people. You have to draw people out of not draw as in trick them and all that kind of stuff. But you are a salesman. You are here to make money, whether it be affiliate marketing, whether it be whatever you want to do online. All right. We are here to make money. It doesn't matter how many followers you get, because followers do not equate. Followers on social media does not equate to dollars in your pocket. And the reason why I want to stress to you about trying to create a source of money online first is, first off, it helps with because you have to think about this as a business. You have to really focus on looking at things as a business. Okay. We are here to make money. Okay. Now, in order to make money, you need capital. Okay. Because you need money for promotion. You need money to advertise. You need money to, let's say, have an assistant. And you want to start as quick as possible. You want to start generating money through your business, so that way you can fund your business can start funding itself. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to keep spending money that you might not have, money in your savings, money from a job you might work. You don't want to keep spending that money for your business. Okay. The quicker you can get to start making a profit, the better you can get to up, your business going up and up. Because the more money you make, the more money you have to spend, the more money you will make at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You will be able to promote your business more. You'll be able to promote yourself more. You will be able to get yourself out there. And that's the most important thing. When you are starting off as a small outfit, the one thing you want to do is you want to get your name out there. You want to get your name out there. You want to get yourself out there. Your business, your name, whatever. However you do it, you want to get yourself out there, So one way you can do it is you have to be, you want to be entertaining. You want to be informative. But, these days, a lot of business is personality driven. A lot of things is because there's so much content, and you don't want to be the person who's, you don't want to be boring. You don't want to, you don't want to be like, you don't want to be boring. You don't want to be just reading off stuff that you read in a book just verbatim. And, you want to put your own spin on things. You want to put your own twist on things. You want to tell your story. You want to talk about, you want to use, you can, because listen, let's all be honest with you. Let's all be honest with each other, okay? You're not here to invent the wheel. You know what I mean? Like, the wheel's been invented. You want to use a different rim. You are a rim. The tire has been invented. How are you going to use the rim? You know what I mean? And so you want to inform, you want to be engaging, but you don't want to be a snooze fest. And you don't want to sound like somebody else. You don't want to sound like this guy, that guy, the other guy, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You want to be yourself. You want to be who you are, God made you who you are, and that's who you should be, like we talked about this before. And the reason why I bring it up again is because there's too many people that will tell you the same thing over and over. Give value, and then you'll blah, 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 blah. No, the value you give, you should, it's like this. I've been a truck driver for 16 years, and somebody came to me today and said, could you help me? Could you train? If a company called me and said, could you help train my guys? What do you think I'm gonna say? Hey, let me do this for free. Let me train all these guys for free. And then I can go back and charge the next people triple, double. No, I'm going to charge these people, and then the next people I'm gonna say, hey, I just trained these guys, and these guys are good, and so I'm going to charge more. And then I meet the next person, charge them whatever, and so on and so on and so on. It works like that, I'm not going to say, well, let me train the first 5 groups, the first 5 trucking companies. Let me charge them nothing, and then the 6th time, that's what I'm going to get paid. No, you want to start making money as quick as possible. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a greedy little SOB, you don't have to be a greedy pig, you know what I mean? But you definitely want to start generating money. You definitely want to start charging, as quickly as possible. There's no, and that's one thing you want to avoid, like those Facebook groups who say, oh, you got to give value, give value. Listen, I got about 100 books behind me. I don't need anybody's, thoughts about the stock market, or, how to rent a house and all this kind of stuff. I'm not going to get a lot of the, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, go to, right, help all these people out, on Facebook. That's what they say. Oh, help all these people out. Help all these people out. What are we doing? Charity work? You want to do charity work, go down and do charity. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to go help the sick, you want to go help the the hungry, go do that. But you're on Facebook, you're on all these other platforms. You want to start generating money. If you're like, hey, you want my help? Here's the ebook I can sell. Here's a worksheet I can sell. Here's something. Get on my email list if you want free value. If you want value, get on my email list. That's what you have. That's what you have to tell people. And don't be ashamed to, say that. Don't, be alarmed either if somebody says, no, I can go get so-and-so for free. When you don't really want them as a customer anyway. You want people who's going to, you want people who is willing to, we talked about this before, hey, everybody ain't going to buy everything from you. But at the same time, you want an email list that doesn't matter how small it is, doesn't matter how big it is. You want them to be engaged. You want them buying things. You don't want it's stupid to have 10 million people on the email list and they buy nothing. And they just wait for you to do everything free, free this, free that, free. What's the point of having, there's no point of having 20 million followers, 200,000 followers, 500,000 followers, there's no point of any of that if you're not making any money. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. And it's just stupid. And if you're not trying to monetize yourself, then what are you doing? Like, you're just wasting your time. If you're not trying to, of course, if you listen to the show, then obviously you're trying to make money online. Like this, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, come on, let's not kid ourselves. Let's not sugarcoat anything. Let's be upfront. We're here to generate money. You're here because you want to generate money as quick as possible because you want your business to be self-sustaining. Talking to my wife today, and she was talking about, because my wife, she owns a culinary school. She teaches adults, kids, all these people how to cook, and she was talking about this bill that she had for her business because last week she had a water line break. So, the water line broke. Somebody came, somebody had to come fix it. That was a fee. Then they had a water restoration company came, they dried everything out. That's a fee. On top of that, she lost money because they had to move out of that kitchen and move to the other kitchen. So you couldn't teach class for that afternoon. So she lost money. But my wife, no, she has money saved up, she has money built in for this kind of stuff. Could you imagine if she was on a if she worked another job or something like that, then all of a sudden they was like, hey, you got to pay $900, the job that she probably would have would not be able to afford her, the money to spend to get the stuff fixed. And you don't want to rely on credit cards as far as, well, now if you got money and you paying your credit card off every month, that's great. But you don't want to fall into the trap. Trust me. It's a pain in the tookish. You don't want to fall into the trap of, having a lot of credit card debt built up. I know sometimes we all have to do what we have to do. Don't get me wrong. But when you're doing a business, you don't want to rely on credit cards for your business, especially if you're not generating income, Before you go off and buy a bunch of stuff, before you go off and buy every knick-knack on God's green earth, make sure you are generating a little bit of money. Then when you start generating some money, then you can upgrade. And you start generating more money, you can upgrade some more, Don't buy a $20,000 item on a credit card and you're not making any money in your business. You're just gonna waste a lot of time. You know what I mean? Like, hey, don't do that. Okay. So, but how do you get people? How do you get an audience? How do you gain an audience? The way to gain an audience these days is to be as engaging, as entertaining as possible. Now, I'm not saying, look, listen, you don't have to be, Henny Youngman, you know what I mean? You don't have to be Don Rickles, you don't have to be, Eddie Murphy, you're not a joke teller, you don't have to be that, but you want to be engaging. You want to do great content. You want to do, cool videos. That's one thing about YouTube, you can't, because I did like 30 videos, 35, 40 videos, and one thing that I have to learn or pay somebody is to actually edit the video to make it like a great video, like me talking into the camera, that's all good and everything. But I have a podcast for that. You know what I mean? Like, people on the video, even though people do put the video down, what if they're looking at it? Sometimes they want to be engaged, they want to see different stuff, they want to hear different things, so you have to come, you have to come a little, you have to come strong, you know what I mean? Like, podcast, yes, it's intimate. We talk, we talk, you walk, you talk, you do whatever you do, you listen to the podcast, but you don't have, it's not a video base, but when you're doing the YouTubes and all this other stuff, video content, you want to be engaging in the beginning, to get the audience in, you want to get an audience, once you get an audience, then you can say, hey, listen to this, listen to that, like I said, people are going to come, people are going to go, but for the most part, you'll be able to get people to stick and stay with it, as long as you're producing content, as long as you're producing good content, informative content, and entertaining content, you want to be as entertaining as possible. Now, how do you do that? There's a variety of ways, talk about different subjects that people like, we talked about this before, people like negativity sells, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like, you see all these guys now, more and more people, because I kind of studied this whole, videos and podcasts and all this kind of stuff, and more people are doing negative content about different people and reacting to different videos and blah 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 blah. And they, claim they're trying to help you out, but wink, wink, wink. They're selling T-shirts, they're selling mugs, they're selling they're selling products themselves. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. But it's entertaining, and people, like I told you, people are kind of, a lot of people are kind of loserish, and they fail at something, and then they're like, yeah, tell me why they suck, so I can, be mad at them or whatever, but it's a good way, people like negativity. People like engaging. If you have, a subject that people like, and this is where you have to study this is where you have to study the podcast, just the algorithms altogether, SEO, you have to study everything, to find out what people like, find out what people want to know, find out what people want to talk about. Sometimes you have to go to Facebook groups, you have to go to, what's Reddit. You can go to all these different places, and find out what people like, find out what people want to talk about, tap into that, and then you can start building up more of an audience, you know what I mean? And you can entertain them doing that, find out what people want to talk about. I myself need to do more of that, I started to, I have, trying to, get more engaged, and we're getting there, but so slow up. Well, listen, podcast wise, if you're starting anything, I would I would say, me myself, I started a podcast, but if I was you, if you want quick results, go to like video, because people like videos, you know what I mean? Like, it's easier to gain a faster audience through video, like it just is. But anyway, but talk about subjects that people want to talk about. You can do some negativity, you can do some pushbacks. People like I saw like what's that Republican girl? She's always trying to get black people to move to Republicans. Candace Owens, like she's challenging existing dogma. You know what I mean? Like, people think 99% of African Americans in America are Democrats. So a lot of people, like, the smart move that actually make is to be like an African American Republican, and like a pundit, and you'll get on TV. You can write books. You can, you'll build a quick audience. You know what I mean? Like, it's smart to me. I mean, can't be mad at it. It's all part of the marketing game. But challenging existing dogma. That's another way to get it. There's different ways you can go about it, but you want to be entertaining. You want to be informative, and all the time you want to be pushing people to an email address. You want to be pushing people to a link. You want to be in the selling mood. Don't be trying to give everything away for free. You want to make sure people are buying something from you. You know what I mean? Whether it be a podcast, whether it be a video, you want to make sure that people are doing something, with you. You don't want to rush, especially if you do email. You don't want to write a bunch of free. You don't want to write a bunch of emails and put no links on them. That's a waste of time. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, be entertaining, be informative, always be selling. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be, just blatant about it. There's subtle ways, there's ninja ways, always be selling, always be telling, you know what I mean? Always be plugging. All right. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's it for the podcast today. If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, email the show, Tony@onlinemarketingmoves.com. We will start doing a question of the day next month. And I got to start sending back the link so you can sign up for the email list, so you can get on the email list, so you can read the daily emails that we put out. All right. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for now. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, tell a friend to tell a friend about the greatest podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back tomorrow. All right. And as always, everybody, peace.